I didn't realize the price was that low for digging up several feet of dirt.
It depends. There is an effort to cost, like
Yeah.
say buried. If someone was 6 feet under, especially in packed dirt, okay, no way. That's way too much work. But like
I
if someone's in a
mean,
mausoleum,
he's buried with $20. You say $20, like, come on, like, they could be buried with like a cool novelty coin, and
yeah,
Felina would dig them up.
Yeah, okay. $20. I'm trying to think what $20 is in coin.
I would estimate that at 4 coin.
Okay.
I estimate 1 coin to about $5 is my general like mental estimate. Or 4 coin, I don't know, somewhere in there. Or I mean, or 4 coin to a
Yeah.
buck, 5 coin to a buck, somewhere in that
Well, let's
area.
see now. See now. Fuck, I forget. I hate forgetting what her name is. What's her? What's the? We're still traveling with the owner of the other ring, right?
No.
No, you're not. No,
No, she went in a different
Kochi is
direction.
still in. Kochi's stayed behind the Marion.
Okay, good.
Dominica is the owner of the ring, is her
Well,
name. But
No,
okay,
Kochi is the owner of the
cool.
other.
Yeah. Well,
oh! I
Kochi
thought
was with
like
the
the
ring
circus.
master.
Yeah, I was thinking like the circus ring, not like the other.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, different meaning
Then
of ring.
we're also traveling with Scott, who is
The was.
On the
well,
run.
he's a bit weird. He has a powerful ring, but he's a good kid.
Powerful
Scott.
ring.
Yeah. Long story short, we encountered a couple of rings that gives the wearers extraordinary powers. He can create force fields around himself.
Oh, all right.
It helps because he's a coward.
Oh,
Well, he doesn't like fighting. And then
that,
we're running with Randall, who is Felina's boyfriend, and I think they're still a thing. The relationship is a bit weird.
Randall seems awfully interested in whether or not this lady he's traveling with is single. If I was his sister, I'd be suspicious.
Randall hears about Hiro having a sister and he says, "Oh man, is she hot?
Oh
She's
no.
14. Never mind."
Is that? Yeah, that's too young. Yeah, for 18. Yeah, that's too big.
I like to think that Randall has like, nah.
I
Randall will
had to
fuck.
remember how old Randall was.
Randall will fuck a lot of ladies, but he draws a line. But yeah, base. So right now we're trying to find the missing stone so we can go to Anoth and stop Ryu. And hopefully do it as fast as we can. Grandpa, Mom, and Dad are strong, but you can only endure for so long.
yeah. Well, you better hurry up.
I know. I realize you probably want to go home to them as soon as you can, but Heiko, I know you were never a fighter, and I don't think you should go back.
No, I wouldn't fight, but I don't know. I want to do something.
I
I-
I know, but we can't risk you too.
He's
So
always so overbearing.
hey, now, that's what big brothers are for. Still, having more hands on helping on this adventure, but could help me. I guess you could help me find a rock. Like more hands would be appreciated, unless you have studies, because you should really focus on your studies.
I do have my studies,
You
but I'm
do
not
have
sure what I could do with your. Where are you going?
the marsh.
The marsh?
Yeah, that was
In the jungle. By
yeah.
the way.
Oh yeah, I meant the jungle. Didn't the snake say that the stone was in the marsh?
No, in the jungle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got
We're
it
going
wrong.
through the marsh to get to.
oh, we're going through the marsh to the jungle to get the stone.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, another thing. I encountered a talking snake.
Oh,
Multiple.
one of the snakes of the swamp?
Was it the snake of the swamps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not. That's not like the small thing. Those are dangerous.
They are very dangerous, and they forced me into a pact which I managed to get out of.
What? Hiro,
I
you an
wonder
idiot?
if anyone contributed to the deal that got you out of that. I wonder if anyone helped with that.
I didn't have a choice. I got it forced on me.
Yeah, and how did you
How?
get out of it?
And then I've got. Well, Felina helped me get out of it.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
So your thief's putting in a lot of work then?
Yeah, no, she does.
What do you mean by steal bodies? Can you explain that?
Basically, she can touch you, and then she takes over your body.
Oh,
Or worse, she body swaps.
huh.
It's
Well-
not fun.
Can I meet them?
Yes.
Hiro thinks. Crap,
Do you realize
crap.
the
Here.
downside of this plan of, oh, maybe you can help me, is that you have just decided to make it easier for Felina to come into contact with her.
Hiro just sits and realizes, fuck, why did I talk? God, I wouldn't mind her meeting. Her meeting Angela is fine. I just go, God, if she and Felina ever enters the same room, I'm screwed. But I can't say no now. That would be just weird. Crap. Uh, Wait. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I'll just get Randall to keep Felina distracted. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Hero's master plan.
Sure. You can meet my party. We're gonna be in town for like a day. Maybe
Alright.
so.
Let's go see.
Yeah, sure. Fuck.
Meanwhile, we cut to the beach.
So, to break the curse, it was. Well, you had to introduce it to the sea, didn't you?
Introduce it to the sea
Yeah.
and give it a proper burial.
So, bury it.
So, like, do I bury it, like, just on the beach? Or do I, like, dip it in the water first, then bury it on the beach? Do I bury it under
Roll
the
it.
water?
Well, it said give it a proper burial. Introduce it to the sea and give it a proper burial. Those might be two separate steps. So, introduce it to the sea and then we'll bury it and give the ghost a send-off.
You could spout lore if you want to.
I could do that, yeah.
Can we do an assist for the spout lore?
Sure.
Who wants to roll it, you or I?
I'll roll it.
Okay, I'll do an assist then.
Nice.
Assisted.
11.
Alrighty. So, the way to do it would be to bury it where the tide meets the sand. Let the tide wash over it
Cool.
while it's underneath the sand.
Perfect. Bury it just the tide meets the sand. Even though that changes over the course of the day.
Well, hopefully we can catch it with the tide coming in, not going out. But so as they're judging this and picking out a spot to, start digging and everything, Felina does just start. Okay, but like, what do you think she's like?
Well, I wasn't there for very long, but she seems a lot louder and more headstrong than Hiro. And she's planning to be a vet, so she's Probably got a wiser head on her shoulders than
Yeah,
going out
she
and being a
seems
hero.
more well adjusted.
You didn't even get near her. You're just...
Helena was like in earshot. She saw that was happening.
But still, it's strange. I didn't expect... Well, one, that you have a sister, and two, that they wouldn't be in the family business.
Oh yeah, I guess Angelo is just so fucked up by Cave that he like doesn't realize that the families
Families can
don't
just
all.
kind of do things. People aren't really bound to that.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that it really was just, apparently the parents didn't push Hiro into being like. Then again, maybe it might be an oldest child thing. I don't know. I don't have siblings.
Felina, is the Angela's just thinking this is weird. Felina's not a waitress.
Actually,
Oh, no,
all
he-
along, Angelo has had a very weird understanding of what a waitress was and thought she was one.
Or Angelo just thought, oh, maybe she was a thief. But like, tell her.
Wait, you have a sister, don't you?
Yes.
I don't think you've ever talked about. I mean, if you don't want to, by all means, you don't have to. But
There's
I don't know. I was an only
I-
child. I don't know.
there's not much to tell. I mean, I don't mind. I guess at this point, there's no sense hiding it, but I met her once or twice when my parents met on business meetings, and that was it. The mother was some business mogul out in Custer, I believe it was, and she, well, she was being raised the same way I was, only in a different world.
Wow, only once or twice?
Once or twice, and for hardly any time at all, only in environments where I had to follow Kaif and do as he did, and I wasn't there to see her, I was there to watch him.
I'm I'm sorry to hear that, I guess.
Well,
That's
it's nothing to be sorry about. I just hope that she was able to escape it as I did. Or maybe she liked it. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing if she did. If she could have done.
I mean, well, as Felina, is setting the ring in the hole and starting to cover it back up. Well, here's to hoping she got away.
Here's to hoping she's enjoying whatever it is she's doing, and that she chose it for herself.
And yeah, so the tide washes over where you buried it, and yeah, you see like there's like a noise of like a sigh of relief as you see a vision of the spirit wading off into the water.
I waving to the spirit like it's the ending of a Pokemon episode.
Mhm.
Angelo's just kind of watching it, just after that conversation, then just kind of asks, are we just working to free ourselves of, well, everything that's binding us? We got Randall away from the circus. I got away from my father. Well, with Randall being free, that's freed you as well, in a way. You're
Yeah.
Sylvana, she's tied to what she does. Hiro is tied to what he wants to be.
Lena, like sort of looks back at Angelo over his shoulder, eyes narrowed a bit with a bit of a grin, like kind of sizing him up. But she seems, very, happy that he asked that. And then she brings up, you never asked me what my favorite book was.
What is your favorite book?
She pulls out of her bag the book she was reading, last night and everything, Pinocchio. You ever read it? It's a story about this puppet construct built by the wizard Giuseppe. And, it wants to become a real person, to get free will, essentially. And to do this, he has to go out in the world and, learn all these life lessons, learn how to be a functional person in the world, and doing that he earns becoming a real person. And a lot of people think it's just a story about, to teach kids lessons, like that's a metaphor growing up. But see, I think I always thought there was more going on with it. Because, like, he's a puppet, right? And puppets are on strings. That's the whole thing. They can't control themselves. They're controlled by all these, by a force greater than themselves, and the puppet might not even know it. And that's a cool metaphor with this puppet, Pinocchio, that, you know, I've got no strings on me. He has no strings controlling him. But then but he's so intent, he wants to have free will, doesn't just want to be a slave, a puppet, without free. So he goes out into the world to get free will. But the way he does this to learn to stop being a puppet is he learns all these rules about how he's supposed to act, what's expected of someone in society. He learns all these things he has to do, what he has to be, how to conform and, be slave to all these expectations and rules. And so that's the irony of it. When he becomes a real boy and not a puppet, he's not really free now. He's just exchanged literal strings for, taps the side of her head, mental ones. And I think, that, and he doesn't even realize it. He's happy because he thinks he's become free when he's just as much of a puppet as he ever was. And that's the goal. You asked how, I did that with severing that guy from the slipstream.
You saw the strings that were hidden.
And she, flashes her special eyes. I see all the strings. All of us, everything reality. It's like a tapestry in 3 dimensions. We're just made up of the intersections of all these things. Each of these strings is a different aspect or facet that makes up reality.
So,
and I can cut the strings.
What do you see when you look at me, besides number 3?
I mean, when I just look at you, it's like, I see you. But, the closer I look, I can see up all the different, infinite threads woven together that we are the intersection of all the threads of reality. Does that make sense?
I suppose, but it didn't quite answer my question.
I mean, so was see you. Definitely a lot of strings. Actually, I'll ask Neo this. Do I see anything special about Angelo? Particularly, do I see any golden threads?
Well, everyone's got a few golden threads.
Any more than usual or anything? Or just, again, anything particularly out of the
I'm
ordinary?
going to give you free reign on this answer here. What he's bound to from story and all that.
Well, there is one golden thread that's leading up into that leads up into the sky.
Oh.
That's very different from the other threads.
Yeah, Felina kind of knows. Most unusual thing about you. I mean, because again, these threads are every single aspect of you, and not all threads are made equal. Some are like your connection to your family or whatever, but then like, I can also see the thread that's like your memories of the past, like 30 seconds or your breakfast this morning. I could sever you from that, for instance.
Right, but I'm not asking. We're getting lost in the weeds here. I mean, being bound to what we think we should be, what we think we are. You don't even need the special eyes for that. When you look at me, what do you see?
Felina thinks for a moment.
Have I just tied myself up trying so hard not to be someone?
I think that's an easy trap to fall in. You know, I respect you a lot, Angelo. I think it's good to, you recognize what you wanted to be versus, you didn't just let the expectations of you define you upset. But so take someone like Hiro. He had, certain expectations sort of placed upon them, and those really formed like a foundational sense of his identity, who he is. But then, the next step away from that is to reject that, to say, no, I don't want to be that. And yeah, I think that can be a trap you're somewhat prone to, of wanting to not be what you were expected to be or what other people wanted you to be so bad that you can still let it define you. If you're trying to be the opposite of what someone thinks or trying to not be that specifically, you're still letting them decide who you are. But that's the hard thing to do, to truly just be yourself, what you want to be, to shut out all the noise of, your parents or your family or your teacher or your culture, the society you live in, to just truly be true to yourself. I mean, that's something that takes years of practice to work on and self-discovery. But still, you're aware of it, I think.
Oh,
And you're definitely, all this being said, it's something I question a lot. And I'm curious what you think. Do you think we're just an amalgam of all the choices we make and actions we take? Or do you think there's something that is fundamentally us, independent of, regardless of what actions we take, what choices we make? Is there something that is fundamentally, immutably you?
I don't think it's quite either. The actions we take, the choices we make. I think we're just watching ourselves and trying to figure out who they are. We see we see the reasoning behind all the decisions we make, but we don't know if they're right. We question what could have gone differently, what could have been done elsewhere. It's just constant self-questioning. I don't think there's any one us. I mean, maybe there is. That seems a bit too neat for me.
Belina nods at that. I suppose it is a bit unscientific, but I do believe that there is some fundamental you. There is something that is truly and genuinely you that, we let get covered up or distorted in how we display it, how we function, how we experience life. But I do believe there is a core, fundamental, and true me in there that I try and express as honestly and as purely as possible.
I think it varies person by person, but fully enough what you just said, I think you're, if nothing else, proof that that way of living can exist. And I mean that as a compliment.
Belina grins. That means a lot to me. You know the
Just
snakes,
imagine.
right?
I-
Snakes of the swamp?
I do.
Oh, what?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I do. You let them bite you, if I remember correctly.
And Felina taps, her temple again. When I look at them with my special eyes, where I can see the threads that make up everything, they're not part of that. They slither through between the threads, and I know they have eyes like me. They can see them too, but, they're free. Truly independent of the threads that make up it. And, there are some threads that are golden that are, way too strong for me to cut. They're like the strongest fishing line, and I'm just out here with my claws. But these snakes are different. There are no strings on them. They're like Pinocchio. And, even if I can cut threads and I can see them like the snakes, and at this point, Felina's sort of looking at and flexing her own hand. I'm still a puppet that can see its own strings, Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo just kind of looks. His kind of eyes narrow a bit. He's not. I don't think he actually quite has it in him to fully get that.
I've just been imagining the tide coming in and out throughout the whole conversation, just like washing the ring away. Jellyfish. It's just
We actually lose the ring in this moment.
like a jellyfish on top of Felina's head.
So, are you jealous of the snakes? Or not?
Jealous isn't the right word, but maybe more find them inspirational, or maybe aspiration.
I don't know. I think we need to be bound by something. If you're not bound by anything, then you've got no connections in this world. And I mean, till I was drifting, until I ran into everyone, it's quite meaningless if you're not connected to anything.
I suppose that's true.
I think we just went into a
And-
Death Stranding talk as well, besides anything
Nice.
else there.
Yeah, no, this really has been going in a very Death Stranding direction. Fuck, this is driving me nuts. I have something I want to say, and I keep on remembering it. Then the second before I say it, I lose it again.
Oh,
It's
God.
like, yeah, it's
Lock
this
into
really.
Strand type game.
Oh, this is driving me nuts. Fuck.
Alright, so Hiro and Akako show up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey everyone!
So they're having this really pensive moment, and then they turn up, and Angelo's face drops as he looks between Felina and Akako, and like, oh no.
Hey everyone!
Yeah,
So
1 second, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then Felina walks out to sea.
Felina just dives into the ocean.
The ring.
There are no strings on me.
Ironically, she is pulled up in a net several days later.
hissing.
Okay, sorry.
Look lads, catfish.
Oh, hi, Felina says. You know, she was about to say one more thing to Angelo, but sees Akako and is instantly
Yeah.
100%, you know.
I'm just gonna
So,
say,
this
as
is-
you say, oh hi, Angela says, oh no.
So this is my sister Kako. She wanted to meet you all.
So you're
So-
the thief and you're the weather wizard.
Oh, I see he's introduced us.
That saves time.
Yeah, no.
Really? That's how you describe Angelo?
It's
I mean-
concise.
I don't think it's a particularly, you know, that's not how I would describe you.
I mean, it's not weather for what it is. It's wind and lightning, and I suppose
So
those
weather.
are both. Yes, they are both forms of weather. That's.
So you're a weather wizard.
You know what? Let's save time by not having this argument.
I mean, swords are
oh,
technically
and
not wizard, but even then, I would consider you more a martial artist than a sorcerer.
And there's
That's-
Scott.
That's a point.
Yeah, Scott just has been sitting on the beach and sitting on the boardwalk and just, oh, hey.
And there's Randall. I
Randall
think Ra-
out of the ocean.
Randall is chatting up some, like, you know, a couple of bikini babes who have been sunbathing this whole time.
It's evening.
The sun's going down, can get some good rays. Oh, Randall's never been to the ocean before, I just realized. This is new to him.
He sits on when the water comes up, he runs away.
He comes out with some floaties and a rubber ring out of a little beach hut.
During that whole conversation, Randall was just drowning in the background.
Why is Randall drowning? This isn't about him.
Drowning in pussy.
Oh. Akako folds her arms and says, "Alright, so be honest with me. Has Hiro been pulling his weight?"
Yeah.
Not mentally, but like he's been an asset. Certainly used his powers. He's useful in a fight for violence and that sort of thing. And let me put it this way, he's solved a lot of problems, but he's caused for like every 5 problems he's solved, he's caused 4. So still, a net help. Does that...
You've caused more problems than me.
I didn't say I didn't. But I will point out, every problem I've caused was because I chose to cause a problem. They weren't by accident.
That's not making it better.
Depends on, better's a value judgment. It's subjective, depends on who's observing the scenario and rendering judgment, Hiro.
Oh my god.
So, your sister didn't follow you as a martial artist then?
No, she never liked it.
Decided to go into healing rather than bruising. It's a noble pursuit.
Exactly.
Smarter.
A noble pursuit.
Anyone else in your family do this? Or is this, you sort of breaking from tradition? I'm curious.
I mean, mom and dad used to, but they're not doing
sure,
anything.
answer for me. She was about to answer that, and then you started answering. She was like, "Oh yeah, sure, answer for me."
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
was he always like this? Just sort of, I mean, older sibling syndrome, kind of taking the... I mean, like, he certainly with that... Was this what he was like growing up with, too?
God damn it.
Mouth has always outsped his brain.
Well, you seem like you got the brains, at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's good that someone in the family got it.
Oh, if you're a thief, have you learned yet that he can't lie?
Yes. We very much have learned that.
He's
People have almost died
been
because of
trying.
it. He has been doing better. We got him to tell a white lie a bit ago, and that was a
Oh my
whole
goodness.
ordeal.
Why did I bring you here?
Why
People have
why
been...
did you bring her here?
I just mentioned that maybe you could help something, and then I realized what happened.
Yeah, it's been...
Hiro looks at Angelo with a look of, please help me.
Angelo shrugs. I can't help you. You knew this would happen.
There's that old ethical thought experiment of if your friend was upstairs in the shower and a murderer knocked on your door and asked if your friend was there because they want to murder them. Hiro really is the person who would not lie because, it's certain that you'll lie, but uncertain that the murderer will lie. He's really that guy. It's impressive.
Oh my...
He got me in trouble with mom and dad before because of that. I just wanted to go practice some stuff. I just wanted to go practice stuff with animals, but he'd always have to be honest about where I was.
It's not even just that he can't be, that he has to be honest when asked. He's, he will just unprompted produce information that will jeopardize other people.
You were trying to get really close to a mountain lion.
Just to see what it was, just because it was walking with a limp.
Felina is resisting like all those threats. Every fiber of her being is like struggling to make a joke about I remember when I was trying to get close to cougars at that age.
Damn.
At least
She's
Felina has some
resisting it.
decency.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know, you
god.
really. Anyway, it doesn't stop. You're lucky that I know how to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Ooh. Was he getting in trouble as a kid?
Oh, he was always a goody two shoes. But well, he he used to have accidents that I would be witness to, and I'd be willing to not. I'd be willing to stay quiet.
We don't have to tell our own whole life story. We have,
Oh,
we're
this
busy.
sounds juicy. This has to be better than like bedwetting or something. I mean, this is him.
Rebecca's birthday.
No, I mean, which one?
Oh, the one where you went to go. Well, the one where you decided that you'd see what to get her. You'd go into her room.
Um, a hero sweating profusely. Yeah.
And when you asked me my opinion, you were carrying a piece of underwear.
That wasn't me.
No, I'm pretty sure it
Felina
was.
is having peak like absorbing gossip reaction face right now. Like she's a Real Housewives character.
I never did that.
I thought you couldn't lie, Hiro.
I'm not lying.
I mean, he can't lie. You said that yourself.
We've been pushing his limits. We got him to lie a little bit, back in Custer.
Why are you making me look like a pervert? I'm not.
Oh no, you weren't a pervert. You just didn't know what it was.
Oh. Well. Oh.
Felina's
What?
like clutching her stomach laughing.
Hero is very red.
How do I
That's
help
one time.
How do I help a friend out in a way that's very subtle?
Whoosh.
Lightning strike. No.
Like-
There's just a lightning strike nearby. Oh, we should leave.
Oh, good heavens! It's raining.
There we go. I make it start raining.
Oh no, rain on the beach. That's uncomfortable. Hey Scott, come here.
Huh?
Quick, come here.
All right. Yeah, he walks over.
And yeah, huddle next to Akako. Bubble, umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
no.
it's starting to rain. Let's not let something as silly as the weather interrupt this conversation. Now, please do continue.
No. Hero banging on the bubble.
Oh yeah, he has a. Oh yeah, he kinda has a girl back home, but not really.
They're all in. Angelo just says to Hiro, "Look, they're all in here. You're not going to stop them. The tide is coming in. Let's just go." Maybe maybe they won't notice the tide coming in.
What I realized is incredibly cruel is that I called Scott over to come here and huddle in close so that she could start telling Scott and I about how Hiro totally has a girl back home. The accidental cruelty of Felina.
Actually, you know what? If you're not going, Hiro, you can be here and hear this. I'll go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Angelo starts walking back to for the evening.
Wait,
Have
so is your brother single? Uh, kinda, basically.
Felina, sort
Doesn't
of
know how to make himself
nudges
not single.
Scott in the ribs, like, there's an opening. Still have a shot.
Yeah, no, I guess Hiro he can't handle this. He knows it's far too late. He's just gonna go with Angelo.
Nice.
So has a girl. What's his type?
Uh, actually, someone who's someone who's smarter than him. Kind of can tell him off,
As
and
she's saying this, Felina's ear-to-ear grin is slowly, like, just smoothly transitioning into a frown.
Why is that, if I may ask?
but also like weirdly nice to people.
Okay, cool.
Was Felina
Whoa,
scared that she
really?
was Hiro's type?
Yeah, that would have been an existential terror.
They were full on walk to school together types.
Oh, sickening.
Yeah.
She ran into him with a piece of toast in her mouth.
Yeah, as
I
they
was gonna say, the
gossip
piece of
on.
toast in the mouth actually kind of feels like a Randall Felina dynamic, but I think Randall is the one with the toast in his mouth.
Yeah, she continues to gossip on as
Yeah.
Hiro walks off dejectedly. Alright, anything else we want to do?
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
think Angelo taught Hiro an important lesson in accepting defeat.
Yeah, no, Hiro is just sitting there in a corner huddled. God, they're telling everything. Angela, what are you gonna do?
Well, let's put it this way. Best case scenario, your sister tells Felina so many embarrassing details that she won't be able to choose what to use against you.
That's the best case scenario?
Yes, that is basically the best you can hope for, because Felina will use any and all ammo, so you may as well just hope that she gets overloaded.
Good heavens. Well, at least this can't get any worse.
I mean, maybe she'll say something that will make Felina dislike her, though I don't see that happening, to be honest. Maybe
Well-
Felina will respect you more. Do you have any good stories that... Well, and actually, no, she probably wouldn't push her to share those.
No.
You don't have any good stories, or...
No, you're right, she wouldn't do that. Oh well, it might help her get her mind off home.
That's true. Did you tell her what was happening?
Yeah, I told her everything.
Okay, well,
No.
She seems pretty resilient. She's coping well.
Well, yeah, for now.
That's...
But,
Just has to hold on a bit longer then. We get
Yeah.
there in 2 days, we get that shard, and we beeline it back for the circus.
Yeah.
What a strange sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a really strange sentence.
And then, I don't know, maybe we can find a way to shortcut our way back to the island. I mean, we're not getting a ship out there, that's for sure, so we'll have to use magic, some kind of way to just hop there. Hopefully
Yeah.
safer than whatever your friend went through.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know, just think, imagine if we could get a ship held up with, like, some balloons and you could use the wind to sail us over there in the air.
That would be good, some kind of airship.
Yeah.
Angelo
Imagine.
got so excited about this suddenly.
It's just, he suddenly realised the idea of, yeah, a ship, but it flies. That'd be amazing, even though they've already got that up north.
He's
But
like, oh, imagine. could revolutionize everything.
See? Maybe, though. Maybe. Just maybe. I mean, maybe this will all blow over. Maybe your parents will have dealt with him by the time we get there.
Maybe. I hope. Well, they are pretty tough.
And he's going up against an entire island. They should be able to hold him.
Yeah. My grandfather and mom and dad are pretty strong. Did I ever tell you about mom was said my grandfather wanted my mom to take over at first?
No.
Yeah, she turned it down. She didn't. She thought it was too much work. She wanted to focus on the kids, as she
Right.
says it. And my dad, well, he didn't want the responsibility.
Did they follow in the training, or were they like your sister?
Oh no, they trained. They trained. It was just, it's just when they became adults, they didn't want to do it.
Right.
My dad's taking care of the farm. Guess that's where she got her love of animals, I guess.
Could be.
So back with Felina.
Oh no.
So what's Terrebonne like?
Best city in the world. Most people from out of town, don't last 2 days, which is, part of it. It's how to describe it. It's a lot denser than here, a bit more ramshackle, like people are, you gotta know the Terrebonne attitude,
Well, maybe I will go with you then.
Oh, you should visit. It's great.
Yeah. Alright, let's go tell Hiro that right now.
I'd love to. I'm very excited to tell him that.
Right, so yeah, you walk over to Hiro and Angelo, and Akiko just says, Hiro, I'm coming with you to Terrebonne.
What?
What?
The grin on Felina's face, you wouldn't
No.
believe.
No. You're not going to Terrebonne.
Listen, Angelo actually walks up to Akako. It's no place for a child. It's barely a place for an adult.
I grew up there.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Randall grew up there.
Exactly. Please.
Hey, okay, insulting me is one thing. Where is this coming from? Randall's nicer than both of you put together.
That's not true. I'm exceptionally nice.
Sylvana looks there and, well, okay, she is a freak, but
You
bad
have to
example. I'll admit, Sylvana, solid argument that it's not a great place to be for a girl her age, but
It's the kind of place you wind up when something has gone wrong in your life.
Yeah.
It has gone wrong in my life.
That
That's
doesn't.
a-
Yes, but that's a drastic response to it.
Yeah. Then you have your studies here. You should focus on that.
Hiro, you invited me. I accept.
Oh.
what about my mom? She's Terrebonne born and raised.
There are exceptions to every rule.
And Randall isn't one of them.
No.
I think it's no, but this is dangerous.
He went to prison and joined the circus. I like the guy. He's perfectly fine, but you've got to admit he is an example.
My mom used to be about. Have you seen my mom's fan fiction? I have a box of it. Like,
I already gave her clearance as an exception, and now you're working to make her not one.
I resent that you're ranking her higher than Randall.
What is your issue with your mother?
What's your issue with Randall?
There is no issue. Reality is the issue.
Oh my goodness.
That's subjective.
No, there is an objective reality, despite our conversation about who we are and who we're trying to be a moment ago.
What about your pet? What about your pet griffin?
Oh, you'll be fine.
Surely you.
People have pets in Terrebone, Hero.
You know, you don't you have to stand here and watch over him, making sure he's all right?
I can bring him with me.
No. We can't bring a damaged, a hurt animal.
We're losing this one, Hero. It's just
Even the mob bosses have pets.
No, but
The mayor has her husband. He's kind of like a pet.
don't feed my sister ideas.
I'm just realizing right now that if I'm known as a hero in the future, not the you kind of hero, but the Hero kind of hero, I hope there are no untoward rumors about this period in my life.
Such as.
Well, I'm traveling around on a carriage with multiple teenage girls. That sounds really sketchy.
You're like, what, 2 months older than me?
The tabloids don't care about that.
Cave Lombard's son travel with teenage girls.
Meanwhile, Randall comes up to you guys and says, "Hey, what's up, guys?
Nothing.
Ocean water tastes different, man."
Angelo just turns and looks at Paulina.
Paulina is just like beaming at Randall. Like it's embarrassing how much
Randall, how much did you drink?
He is in this moment.
You don't see anything wrong with what just happened, do you?
Randall, just a curious question. How much of ocean water did you drink?
Took a few gulps. I had to make sure it wasn't just the first one that tasted weird.
Good thinking. You know, it might have been like scientific method.
The Socratic fucking method there.
Oh, goodness heavens.
He's going there. So,
What?
alright, so we've done it. We've traveled to the coast, we've checked the ocean water. And, Akako, you're coming with us on this wonderful journey that won't leave any mental scars on Hiro.
That's right.
Oh, and it's gonna leave. Well, I'm gonna make sure you can't get hurt then.
I genuinely... It is kind of funny, though. You seem more emotionally impacted by this than... No, you know what? Forget it. It's fine.
Let's go to your cart and meet that crime fighter.
Oh, yeah, Sylvanas.
Actually, it
Yeah.
might do Sylvana some good to have a friend her own age.
Yeah.
Younger. I don't know. I feel like 14 and 16 get along, like have less in common than 16
Yeah,
and 19.
actually, that's a point. Yeah. Never mind.
In fairness, I don't think Sylvana would have much to talk about with another 16-year-old.
Actually, also, I think Sylvana is going to be a worse influence than
Yeah.
Felina if they get
no,
along.
So yeah, that's a good point. Sylvana's by far the scariest person for her to interact with, actually. Of anyone who could be a bad influence.
If Akako thinks Sylvana's cool, that's gonna create problems.
Here we go, Neo. I have a part name.
Hiro already told her that Sylvana is cool.
Okay, yeah, you've set up.
But that's based on Hiro's recommendations. So Sylvana is someone who she knows Hiro thinks is cool.
Oh, because Hiro said she was cool, she's like, nah, you're uncool. Also, yeah, I have a part name. It's just Hiro's big mistake.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so should we end session here actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I might
Hiro
be
is
busy
just...
the next few weeks. We'll see. I've got a 3-week job on. $3,000 for 3 weeks work as well, so that's not bad.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Hiro... What was I gonna say? Hiro just ends sitting in the corner, grasping his head, realizing he's fucked up. He's fucked up.
Felina does actually have a
Yeah, any bonds? Any
Oh,
bonds?
before we
There
get to
should
bonds,
be
Felina
bonds.
has one
What?
last thing she wanted to say to Angelo,
Ah.
which was, as they're headed back to the cart, she gets a moment with Angelo, something that, she had been thinking about that, got interrupted. She had been about to say something, and she's like, earlier today, around, it came up, and I said I wasn't sure if I had any regrets or not. I've been thinking about that ever since.
Are there any?
And, there are things that, like, if I was doing it all over, obviously there are things I would do differently, but I'm not. So I guess that's technically regrets, but I'm not upset about them. When I die, whether it's, in 50 years or tonight, when I'm at the end, when I'm at the gates, I can look back at my life and say, I did it my way.
Well, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. And yeah, no regrets.
I suppose. Suppose that's the way to be.
Works for me.
So you were saying bonds, Neo?
Yeah, bonds. Give me your bonds.
Well, here's an old one. So here's an old one. I feel it's not really that relevant anymore. I will put no matter what in kind. And here's the new one. Felina's Metacup. I repeat, Felina's code red.
Cannot let her corrupt my sister. Nice.
God, I've got one that's. It feels like it's just kind of dissipated. Oh, I'll figure that one out. I know I've got to add one for Felina. It's kind of figuring out where to go with it.
Don't know if I really have one with Angelo. We had some fun character moments, but I don't know if it's a new Bond moment.
I've got one with Felina, and I got maybe have to actionize it, so this one might need patching, but I'm gonna throw it out while it's here. So, oh god, this is a new one. I like Felina's way of life, but it's one I think few people could follow. I'm not one of them. Does she respect that some of us can't approach life as simply as her?
Right.
Does it need more action there, or do you think that works?
I think that works.
Okay. It is cutting off a lot of that conversation to do with strings and being bound by the world around us and what defines us. And you don't take an experience on a new Bond. That's fine.
No, you don't.
Nah.
And Felina, do you have any bonds?
I do. I'm doing my Angelo ones first.
Okay.
Okay, so, previous one. Angelo took my side and argued with Hiro to let me use his body to do a burglary. We even chastised him the same way in sync. I'm rubbing off on him more and more, and he's internalizing my advice. New Bond. Angelo came and asked me for probably the most meaningful piece of advice and feedback that he could have asked. I am determined to help him fully actualize and become himself.
Okay, that's an interesting combo there.
Yeah. Well, I specifically what this is referring to is, when he asked her what she saw with him and if, she thought like he was big. That's like probably the most meaningful like thing someone could come to her to ask about. That like is a very
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was basically, am I even my own person at this point?
Yeah. And she wants him to wind up by the end of this to confidently be able to say yes about that for himself.
Nice.
I'm actually might just eliminate this bond. I'm trying to think of a way to update it, but it's kind of just ended. Like, Hiro may be going too far in the other direction. Now he's challenging Felina and reacting with outright anger when she's trying in her own way to be helpful. I need to calm him down before this leads to real trouble. That's not really happening anymore.
Yeah.
I won't take an XP for it though, because I think it's just got away from us. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to take an XP.
Yeah.
That one just kind of ended. But I do have a new one. And it's a bit of a fucking shuffle here, but... So, one man's warped perspective will not wear on my friend's conscience. I will undo the damage Ryu has done. And it's changed to, okay, forget Ryu. Akako is the one who's going to do the real mental damage. Maybe I can mend the rift here and get her to see her brother has done some real good in the world.
Nice.
It's nice that all of Hiro's past is coming out all at once, and it genuinely has been by far and away Akako who has like hurt the most, caused the most stress. Did I add an XP?
Okay.
It doesn't.
I have my second Angelo one. Previously I was really happy with how much more Angelo seemed to get me and click with me. I'm disappointed and my feelings are genuinely a little hurt that he was so vehemently against me robbing a bank. This one hasn't updated in a little bit.
Yeah, the bank robbery was a bit. That was a bit ago.
Yeah. This one finally had a rather pronounced update. I talked with Angelo, and I think he now truly understands who I am. If he really knows me, what does he really think of me?
Alright, cool. Anything with Hiro?
Yes, I need to do these.
Sister! So you have a sister!
I don't think this one has changed, but this one has been. I'm just throwing this out there because this has definitely been like further reinforced. Like I think it developed a bit, but it didn't change at all. Which is basically just that Felina recognizing that she's a lot closer to Ryu than she is to Hiro, and like,
Felina still has hate for Hiro.
It's not even just that, like, okay, I think this has updated because Felina came to appreciate a bit more what makes her closer to Ryu than Hiro, because it's not just that, it's like the whole how they, Ryu going to the void, Felina feels a sort of connection in how she got her own powers, like making that risk, making that choice.
Alright.
Yeah. I need a minute to think about these two hero bonds.
Doki. Well, we'll come back to that, I guess. But in the meantime, Angelo,
I think I've updated all my.
attract,
Oh, sorry.
attracting renown into me and wrapped attention with your magic.
Well, yeah, kinda. It was away from me though.
I'll say yes.
All right, bang! I've leveled up. I'm level 12.
There you go. Good role playing.
I'm such a good role player.
There you go. Hiro, did you use your abilities to get someone or something out of danger?
Did I do that? No, not really.
Nope, there wasn't really an opportunity to, unfortunately. So no.
I more used my ability to get into danger.
And Felina, you did not use your. You did
Oh,
not.
but I did. But
But
I did. This was a subtle one, but this was a slick one, and this was intentional. Felina offered to swap with Scott to get Scott to go into town with her body when she found he was hiding, so she could be like, "Oh, I can't go in. Could you buy my lunch for me?" To get Angelo.
Not your material wealth increasing.
It was a sandwich
Material
that
wealth.
she
A
didn't have to
sandwich is
spend money on.
material.
Yeah. That was she did that so she had an excuse
I
to
don't even
get
know if that should
Angelo to
count
go
on
buy
sheer
lunch for her.
pettiness that you got a sandwich out of it.
I don't think that counts.
I was so proud of that. I thought that was such a clever, cute little Felina, does something with ulterior motives that are immediately
I don't
revealed.
know, I
That
think
this was just
maybe it should count.
Go ahead, have it.
Thank you.
But enjoy it.
What was Hiro's alignment again? Can we work our way to prove that he did do whatever it was?
Good.
Use your abilities to get someone or something out of danger.
Fuck.
He used slipstream sending to get Angelo's vambrace hidden away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's there you go. That's the most mundane variant of it so far.
Yeah, that's true.
He could have tried to teleport his sister away from Felina, but he didn't do that.
He wasn't in danger.
I think in his mind though, speaking to Felina would have been danger for him maybe, but
But do I take any XP for that?
You know what? I gave it to Felina, so I'll give it to you.
Nice.
The power of lowered standards.
You got your bonds yet, Felina?
Okay, I have one of them. I think I'm having trouble articulating this, but I think that this works well enough. So to update that one, Ryu was smart, independent, and took a risk that led to his getting this power. I feel like I get him and where he was coming from and relate to it. And I'm worried about what Hiro thinks about him in contrast.
Okay.
So this is not just what does this say about me that I get him more, but worried that she has more empathy for you than Hiro does, and the implications therein.
Right.
I think Hiro did acknowledge him as smart.
No,
though.
yeah. He acknowledges him as smart, but does he? I don't know. Does he get it in the same, or does he? It's hard. It's hard to explain. Felina's kind of worried about what Hiro thinks about Ryu as she's insecure about being like that and what Hiro may, how Hiro views her, or if Hiro really fundamentally doesn't get Ryu because she feels like Hiro doesn't fundamentally get her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And what about the other one?
Okay, yeah. Here. This one is easy to write up. So this one's again, I'm having trouble kind of wording these a bit, but so previously, the Randall is okay and everything. Hiro took a calculated risk and it paid off. There is no point fretting now about what if things had gone poorly. But I get the sense that Hiro may not agree. How at peace is he with the choice he made? And this is what I want to fit in here is also just, we had the extended conversation about Ryu taking the risk versus, that sort of risk taking, knowing what was at risk and feeling guilty about not making the decision for Ryu. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool. Okay.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. Felina did reading.
Alright.
We learned that bowling exists.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
We
bowling.
learned about Hiro having a girlfriend and just all kinds of tea about his life.
I mean,
Off being cut off.
yeah, that too. We
Yeah.
learned that the island is cut off.
So take
Yes.
an XP for
that
that.
is very big.
Could Felina cut off the thread of it being cut off?
I think she would need
Fine.
she would need something more specific to cut,
Did
like
we
with a-
overcome a notable monster or enemy?
No.
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 the Tarrant Gate Guards.
Did we loot a memorable treasure?
Yeah.
Should have gotten a bowling trophy. Didn't.
That's
Did
true.
not.
But we didn't enter a tournament. There wasn't time. There's a giant moth in my
Yeah.
room and it just flew in front of my face.
Gosh.
Oh,
I'll
gee.
take an XP for playing and well gamed.
Well gamed.
I can't believe Hiro is about to die.
If we had gotten the treasure and defeated a notable enemy, I would have leveled up.
Sad.
Ew. Get fuck away from me. I hate moths. Fuck off. Fuck off.
That was one of my least favorite things about being in New Hampshire in the summer is all the fucking moths get in the room and they're massive. They hit the walls so loudly and they'll ram into my back sometimes because they're so fucking clumsy.
There was a moth in here last night that I think killed itself by smashing itself against the light repeatedly really hard. Where the fuck is that thing? Where'd it go? Oh. I've taken a very boring level up. I took Ironhide. I'm just making Angelo a bit sturdier now that he's fucking more frontline fighting. Now he just has one armor. He's hardened. That bowling, it toughened him up.